Hey guys, yeah, I probably would have done something earlier, except I was tired and everything, and also the fact that apparently going from state to state to state and dealing with all kinds of different hot, humid weather, it eventually gets to you, especially when you're doing maybe some shots, to help celebrate, your birthday, and that's basically what I did yesterday, traveling back. Now, what happened, and a lot of you have seen these videos pop up on my YouTube channel because even while away, I want to give you guys some content as best as I could. You saw in the videos, basically we were going to Kansas City. We flew into Kansas City, then drove to Manhattan, Kansas. That being just me and my sister, my older sister, and basically to spend time with my dad and by extension celebrate my 45th birthday, which was this past Thursday. Now, just like with any trip, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate with this who have traveled, sometimes you will say and do things that, as a lot of people would put it, allows you to throw yourself under the bus and basically, figuratively, but not literally, get ran over multiple times because you don't think about what you're doing or saying, when it happens. For example, I was on my phone more than I should have been, and was doing my birthday on Thursday. We went oh we went oh excuse me we went over to this place in Manhattan called Bourbon and Baker, I think. I think that's what it was. I believe it or not, I have the menu with me right here, or at least one of the menus with me right here. Yeah, Bourbon and Baker. Yeah, Bourbon and Baker. Um, you know, we went there for, as part of my birthday. The first place we actually went to before that to eat was NYAJ's Pizzeria, which was across from Bourbon and Baker. But mainly there was mainly what happened is I guess I got so into my phone and everything that basically, I ended up getting caught, and my father decided to mimic me a little bit and show me, hey, this is what you're doing, instead of paying attention and talking and stuff like that. So, yeah, there were a couple of times, verbally and visually, I would put myself under the bus and do it and basically have them run over me figuratively so many times because of, I'm not thinking, I'm not focusing, and that's my fault, that's on me. But outside of that, it was a nice visit. We just went there to see how he's doing, check up on things, maybe, talk to certain people, which, by the way, I actually pointed out to my sister on the, on Thursday night. That's the word I'm trying to look for. On Thursday night, that the social lady who works with my dad, was in her office, and I pointed, and I looked in that direction, kind of waved, and then she saw us, and she's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And she saw my sister. She's like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing here?" And everything. And then she asked us to come over to the office so she can introduce somebody to us. And who she introduced us to was somebody that had been there before with her. And this lady that she introduced us to, who had been there before, is a lady that's younger than the initial social lady, but basically this younger lady is shadowing this the main social lady, and this younger lady is going to take over the case, or at least help out in the case of for my dad and everything. So so that was kind of cool and everything. And then after that, me and my sister, we went home. Well, not home, but temporary home, which is a hotel. And we just stayed there for a little bit. Well, we had to stay there. That's what I'm trying to say. We basically got comfortable, kind of packed up our stuff. Got it ready. To go for the next day. My sister went and dipped her toes in the pool, and unfortunately, for the second time, the heater in the pool was not working. And you're thinking, you have this pool, this indoor swimming pool that people like to use, to get cool and everything, and yet you don't have it at the temperature it needs to be, because your heater, once again, is not working. Now, some would say that living in the Midwest, like Kansas, with the humid and hot weather, that's not a problem, and people would rather, swim in the cold, which my brother-in-law did the last time we were there. But he wasn't there with us this time, because he now works, a truck driving job. So he is mainly out for like several hours, if not days, truck driving. So he can't be there. But anyway, my sister dipped her toes in there and everything, and kind of enjoyed it because it was humid. It was dry, hot, and humid. That dry, basically very dry, hot, humid weather. No doubt about it, in my opinion, no doubt about it. I mean, one of the things we did on my birthday is we went to the Sunset Zoo, which is in Manhattan, Kansas. And even though it's nothing like the San Francisco Zoo here in California, or the Sacramento Zoo, or the Oakland Zoo, or even the Monterey Bay, that it was still something. They actually had some very decent animals in there. And we actually had one of the ladies that works with them talking to us, kind of giving us a little bit of a very educational information kind of background on some of the chimpanzees they had there. And one of them, my sister and my dad and I got a kick out of this. One of them had my mom's name, and this chimpanzee was 70 years old. Yeah, this chimpanzee was 70 years old and had my mom's name. Which I could tell my mom was not too thrilled with, like, really, But anyway, we did that. We went to Target, took care of a few things as well, because one of the things my dad wanted to do was he wanted to look for another phone case, and because it seems that the last time we were there and we got him a phone case, we thought everything was okay, but it wasn't, so you had to help him out in that area. And everything. Like I said, we went to Target, went to Walmart. Like I said, we had something to eat. We were planning to see the evening premiere, because they have this theater within the mall, the Manhattan Town Center, which is an IMAX theater. Well, some of the screens are IMAX. We were planning to see Deadpool and Wolverine, but that didn't materialize, unfortunately. So I'm still planning to see it. It's just that we didn't get a chance to see it when we wanted to. But outside of that, we had a good, July 25th. And we had a good day prior to that as well, because we just, drove around and everything, rested up. I mean, even my dad was like, yeah, you guys are not going to probably get up when you want to get up. Because what we did is when we flew out of San Jose, into Las Vegas, had about a 3-hour delay there, or not delay, but layover there. Then from Las Vegas, we went to Kansas City. Then from Kansas City, we went to Manhattan, had a few stops, to use facilities and get something to drink and get some gas and everything. But we went from Kansas City to Manhattan, and then from Manhattan, we checked in the hotel, rested up, kind of freshened up a little bit. We went to go see my dad, and we had dinner with him at the Longhorn Steakhouse in Manhattan, which is really good. If you've not been, to the Longhorn Steakhouse in Manhattan, Kansas, I highly recommend you do it. And it was there that, they actually gave me, because, they kind of talked about, what they had on the menu, and everything, because that's what you do with some of the waiters or waitresses. You kind of tell them why you're there and everything, and then they basically brought up it was my birthday, coming up. So they gave me this big old sundae, and everything, which I did eat, I did devour, but everything else we took to go, and we finally finished it, because my brother-in-law, my older sister's husband, one of the things he likes to do, because he loves to eat, is he will eat anybody's saved up food if they don't. And I had ribs this time again, and I ate those, mainly what I had left over. As well as I had a big burrito as well previously from, I guess it was, I don't know if it was Vegas or somewhere. I can't really recall where I got this burrito, but it was massive. Very massive. It It was Vegas because there was a thing um, in the A Gate area. This restaurant called Moe's, I think Steakhouse or Moe's something. I can't think of the name. And they make some big burritos and stuff. And this thing was massive. So I took that burrito, ate it a little bit as much as I can, saved it, and then the next day finished it up when I could. Finished it up the next day when I could. So along with the ribs and everything. So I got pretty full on Wednesday because again, we flew in on Tuesday, went to the Best Western in Manhattan where we've been before, checked in, freshened up, went to saw my dad, took him to dinner at the Longhorn Steakhouse. Then after that, took him back to his place, to his senior center, if you will, or his senior living facility. And then from there, went back to the hotel and just rested. I mean, we were done. And we did not get up until like almost 11 or 10 because the initial idea was, okay, get up by 8:39, freshen up, and then go. That did not happen. We were just beat to all heck. Just beat to all heck and everything. And then, and then after we did freshen up, we just went out and about, taking care of some things that he needed, taking care of some things, we both needed and stuff. So, that's what we did. My sister even got some new sandals and everything. I can't think of the name, honestly. Flip-flops, if you will. And the Spanish name for sandals, so I do apologize. I'm half Spanish. You'd think I would know that. Anyway, we went from there to, like I said, she got that at Ross, actually. She went to Ross before we went to the hotel, and then I think after that we went to go see my dad. And anyway, long story short, we went from there to go see my dad. And we went from Ross to the hotel, then to go see my dad. And then the next day when we were freshening up, we went out, like I said, did some things. She went back to Ross because the one thing that she's learning with the whole bank thing, because she has a bank card that represents my dad's bank and everything because of all the situations that have happened personally between my dad and this woman that took advantage of him that he thought was his friend, if not more. But anyway, long story short, on Tuesday evening, basically there was a limit because she was spending money here and there while we were traveling. So what happened is that she wanted to test out the card on Wednesday morning. We went to Ross and picked out a few things, and then she tested it, and it worked. So obviously, she's learning that, hey, with certain bank cards, like even the card she has from my dad's bank, which he has a copy of as well, that there is a limit. There's a limit. So again, we went from Ross that day, from the Best Western to the Ross the next day, see my dad. We went to then from there we went to have lunch. I think we went to go have lunch somewhere. I can't remember where it was, but we had lunch. It was a late lunch, but we had lunch. And then after that, after lunch, if you will, we went and shopped at Walmart, and other places as well. And once again, one of the things he likes to do is go to the Macmillans in Manhattan and get a sleeve of Jim Beam or Jack Daniels. And that's what we did. Unfortunately, he ended up getting on Wednesday the last sleeve of, I think it was Jack Daniels or something like that. So anyway, after that, went home. Took him home, I should say, and all that. And then from there, went back to the hotel, rested up. And then, of course, on Thursday, we went to the Sunset Zoo. The original plan, like I said earlier, was do Sunset Zoo, and then, go see the movie, but that didn't happen. So, but we still got a lot of other things done. Went to the Sunset Zoo, went to Target, and everything. And I think Walmart as well, but mostly Target. Then we went to the NYAJ's Pizzeria in Manhattan, and then across from there, like I mentioned earlier, the Bourbon and Baker, all good places. Highly recommend you check them out. And I'll definitely say this: I have grown to have an affinity, a liking for margaritas. The only thing I did learn that you don't really necessarily need, even though it's automatic on there and you always see it with it, is salt. You don't want salt, just say no. You know, but yeah, I'm starting to like margaritas. Not dirty ones, but I am liking the margaritas. Because I had one um, at the Tall Grass Tap House. Yeah, that's what it was. That's the place we took my dad for a late lunch on Wednesday. The Tall Grass Tap House. They had some good food there, really good. They even give you samples of things to drink, and there was one drink that the guy gave us a sample of, and me and my sister drank it. We're like, ugh, no, that's not gonna work. So I said, just give me a margarita. I should have said no salt, but that's fine. Tried it. After I kind of drank from, kind of tasted off the salt in the initial area I was drinking from, it was completely fine. Loved it. And then, like I said, after that, went to the store, took care of stuff and everything. And then on Thursday, on my birthday, like I said, went to go see the animals at the Sunset Zoo, which was really good. Which was really good to do. But the only thing was, it was very hot and humid that day, and it takes a lot out of you just by walking several feet just to see these animals. And there were some animals that they were like, "Yeah, we're here for you to see us, but we're not gonna mosey around and just eat you crazy." And we wanted to see the cheetahs and the leopards and the tigers, and they were just like, "Yeah, we're in our caves right now. We're not coming out." Although I think the leopard almost came out because my sister went towards the door, which the feeders would open up to feed the animals, and it popped its head out. That being the leopard. But we did see some animals and everything. She even got one cuckoo bird to communicate because she brought it up on the YouTube on her phone because she was looking for it, and we were walking. I pointed. I said, "Hey, isn't that it?" She says, "Oh yeah, there it is." But yeah, we had a fun time. Saw the chimpanzees. Like I said earlier, the lady there gave information on each of them, how young they were, how long they've been around, the relation to each other. The fact that one has the name of my mom and is 70 years old, which we all got a kick out of. But anyway, after that, like I said, after that, we went shopping to Target and everything. My dad got me a card and everything, which I think he got the day before. And it was a funny card and everything. Basically, it's like God knew that my family needed excitement, so here I come, or the unpredictability, so here I come. But anyway, after that, like I said, we went to Target. I don't know. I think we did do Walmart, but it was earlier in the day. It was just me and my sister. Because what my sister wanted to do is she wanted to get my dad an umbrella that could hook to his wheelchair, so he could have shade and then hold the other one, like if they go on a fishing trip or just for the heck of it, when it's hot. And she found two of those over at Walmart and everything. One that he could hold and one he can hook to his, one that he could hook to his, wheelchair and everything. But then after that, like I said, after the zoo, we went to Target. And they helped me get some things as well. My dad gave me $100 in cash, just like my mom did previously. She Zelled it, or had me Zell it, because she doesn't know much about that. So I had 200 both. So basically, from both my parents, about 200, and I spent about 60 of that, in Vegas, because we were laid over. But I did win some of it back. Like I won some. Spend it back, stuff like that. You know how it is. Like when you go to Vegas and everything, you spend, you win back, and try to balance it out. So, that's what I did. So I came back with just my initially 40 out of that. Of course, I still have 100 something left in my bank account, and I have to do, I have to do my unemployment. Me and my mom's unemployment tomorrow morning. Because so it can be directly deposited on Monday. But anyway. Basically we went to Target, and my sister was surprised because what we did on Wednesday, just to kill some time, we drove around, see what else was there, And my sister saw when we were driving, she's like, "Oh, there is a Target here and everything." So, the next day, and that was on Wednesday, we just drove around, killed some time and everything. So on Thursday, went out to Sunset Zoo, went to the Target there, and looked around. She got her makeup, or at least part of her makeup she needed. We were looking. My dad was looking for like the T-shirts that have the have the hole in them, on the holder in them, like sleeve and all that. So he was looking for that. She got him a fart book to take to back to his to where he lives to show it to the his fellow residents and the workers there and stuff. But for me, again, outside of the 100 he gave me and all that, they also gave me, well, they also got me some other things as well. So, for example, and I got myself some stuff too. In fact, one of the things we did do on Wednesday, I forgot to mention this, is we went to the Manhattan Town Center to look around, cool off, and everything. We went into a place that I was in before, but what they had done the last time I was there is they had basically moved, next door to another lot, if you will, another lot in the mall, which the Manhattan Town Center is. And the place I went to was called Books A Million, and this place, oh my gosh, if you love books and you love related stuff to books, activities, maybe some toys, manga, and everything, this Books A Million, I don't know if they have one at the mall in Modesto, but this Books A Million, oh my goodness, this place, you just have to check out. You just have to check out. And what happened is I got my mom 2 books, from the newest ones from Joyce Meyer and David Jeremiah. So I got her those. And then I saw this, volume 15, called Urban Warfare, and I got it. And when Frank Hill found out, he was like, "Man, I was going to get you that. Why didn't you say?" And I explained to him, I kind of worked it out. I said, "Look, it was there, it's my birthday and stuff. So, I just felt like, hey, just get it now and everything." So we worked it out, and I told him, "Look, there's other volumes that I don't have. As a matter of fact, I don't have volume 14 or even 16, which this takes place in between. So if he wants to get me volume 14 and 16 and maybe even volume 17, whatever is out right now in the past several months, if not a year, go for it and everything. Look forward to seeing it come and arrive down the line." But yeah, I got this at Books A Million. Along with the new Joyce Meyer and David Jeremiah books that had come out this year. And then like I said, on my birthday at Target, I saw these. They had a section, like one little like display area for these old turtles and everything, of course, because I think of the fact that there's a new show coming out and all that on Paramount. But I saw this, and I was like, I got to get it. They also have the sequel as well. They also have the sequel to this as well. And they even have one dedicated to Jenica, the 5th turtle, and the cover for that has her looking very mischievous, if you will. But this one I wanted to get because I think I only got the first volume or 2. So when I saw this, I was like, I got to get the whole thing. And that was, as I double check here we go. That was The Last Ronin. I wanted to get this because, of course, it's one of the more popular stories they've done. It's going to get a movie, R-rated. So yeah, I wanted to get The Last Ronin, and it's a hardcover, if you will. So that's pretty good. And I plan to get, unless somebody just want to help me in that area, plan to get Last Ronin 2 as well. So I'm looking forward to try to get that in some way, as well as maybe even the trade paperback on Jenica. But yeah, this is the collection of the entire series, which I think is really cool and everything. So yeah, I was really happy to get this. But the other thing I wanted to get and everything, and I had this in my Amazon queue, but I figured, well, if I'm there and they want to help me out, it's my birthday, might as well see if they'll get it for me there. And what it was, and it looks like it's a little loose, College Football 25. And I wanted to get this not just because I wanted to see how it plays, but also because of Team Builder, which is going to be, in my opinion, a selling point for this game. So, and this is the newest one. This just recently came out. So I want to see how good, this really is. and try to create as many teams as I can with it. But yeah, they got me this, which was really cool. I'm kind of surprised Manhattan, being the home of Kansas State, didn't register or commission a K-State version as well to be sold along with this. Kind of, kind of surprising. And then even before that, on Thursday morning, like I said, me and my sister went to. No, it wasn't Thursday, but Wednesday morning we went to Ross because she wanted to test the card, make sure it's working, and she got me some new sandals and everything. She needed to get sandals as well. Again, I don't know the Spanish name for it. New flip flops and everything, But she wanted to get some new ones, and she thought I'll get some for him as well in the Old Navy. So pretty cool. And they were on sale for like I think $5 or something like that. And then, they didn't get me this. I've had this since San Francisco Zoo, but I didn't put it away yet because I'm gonna tell you what happened to me coming home. Or after I got home, whew, this dry weather is gonna get everybody sick. I'll put it that way. It is gonna hit everybody in the wrong way, even if it's meant to or not. But anyway, on Wednesday we went to Walmart, as well to get a few things for my dad. Get him a new clock because his clock fell. According to him, one of the nurses came in and it just, she was taking care of something, and all of a sudden it just fell. So the thing was still there. The tack that held it up was still there. But while we were there, my sister got some sandals. He got some things he needed as well. And he got me some new t-shirts. So this obviously should have been the one I wore, throughout the trip. But I just got it on Wednesday. Brains are awesome. I wish everybody had one. So that's my t-shirt. One of them anyway. So they got me that. And then figured, oh, what the heck, might as well get it. Looks good. It looks nice. And it's by the same people that did the Eagle t-shirt that I have. And it's this one. It says, make your own luck. Silver. What's it say? Make your own luck. Never rely on chance. Yeah. Make your own luck. Never rely on chance. They got me this as well. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that was about it. Honestly. And of course, one of the things I had done before I left, and I gotta kind of fix that and later on. One of the things I did do is keep an eye on this room in my own way. Now, before I get into that, I do want to show that the other thing I got was in Vegas because we had a layover on Tuesday, which then we could have done what we did yesterday, but we didn't, because we were both tired. My sister got me this. If I can bring it out. She got me this over there, but what we had to do is walk all across, and this did kill time on Tuesday. We had to walk all the way across the the airport just to find a similar store, if not the same store, because some of these airports have 2 or 3 of the same stores. Because the initial store near the gate where we got off did not have this, in the size of design needed. So we went and walked across, we went and walked across, oh, oops, hit the wrong thing there, that's my fault. But we went and walked across the airport, basically to the other side, to find the other store, and that's when my sister got me that, so that way, I could have something to wear, because it does get cold in the flight, when they put in the air conditioning and everything, it does get cold. And I wore that initially on the way back, to Las Vegas from Kansas City. I wore it then because it was cold and everything, it was early, so, you want to keep yourself warm. But yeah, she got me that on Tuesday when we landed in Vegas. But yeah, that's kind of what we did. Then, like I said, we had dinner, on Thursday. Went to the NYAJ's Pizzeria, then to the Bourbon and Baker, which, caught our eye the day previously after we got out of the Tallgrass Tap Out for lunch. And that's when we went and had some drinks there. We had, in fact, it was the first time my sister had introduced my dad to kind of a shot-like drink called pickle something that my niece's fiance had introduced to them. And, they drank that. Me, I had a whiskey punch. So, again, I'm becoming very, fond of the margarita-like, drinks out there, whiskey or not. But they got to be without the salt. But yeah, we I ended up taking the menu, or at least the drink menu. So, well, the initial menu overall. So, yeah, I didn't realize I did that. I don't think they mind. I'm sure a lot of people, have done that. They've taken the menu and, not, even realized it until they get home. Whether they live there or miles away, or like us, they're visiting. So yeah, we had a nice time and everything. And then that was there as well, that I kind of throw myself under the bus, because I'm looking at my phone like this, and all of a sudden I'm doing this, and I'm like, oops. And then my dad's like, hey, let me show you something. And if you say something, that's just how my dad is. It's kind of where my sister gets her personality, if you will. She kind of has a little bit of my mom's personality, but sarcasm-wise, she gets she gets it from my dad. But anyway, after that, we took him back on Thursday. After we did all that on Thursday, like I said earlier, we took him back, talked to the lady, who told us this young girl was gonna be the one taking over in the future. So anyway, long story short, after we did all that, we rested up a bit, got up and everything, kind of got up, got ourselves ready, got out of the hotel by at least 5 something, a little after 5:30. And got all the way to the airport. And I'm going to tell you something about these airports and the TSAs. I'm going to tell you one thing. Is it me, or does the TSA in the Midwest seem a little bit more friendly, a little bit less restrictive than the TSA in San Jose, and more specifically Las Vegas? Because I'm going to tell you right now, that walkthrough and everything we went through in Kansas City, was probably the easiest one we've done. San Jose, it's all right, but still, it's like, seriously, you're gonna basically confiscate, somebody's, suitcase, and take out what they want to take to kind of keep themselves clean and everything, because it's too big. It's like, come on, seriously. Because what happened on Tuesday is I had my Axe body wash and everything, my big one, and I guess I just wasn't thinking and all that, but still, I figured it wasn't a big deal, because I think I had taken it before on the last trip. But anyway, it was about this big and everything, and, well, just a little bit smaller. If you take the lid off here, it's about this big and everything, or at least that size. But what happened is, once again, my bag, my bag, basically, I think it's the one you put under your seat, it gets put into the area to where it's got to be searched. And it does. And they take out the Axe body wash. And I'm saying to myself, okay, I know they got to do their job, but seriously, you're going to confiscate that? That's stupid. That's stupid. But anyway, outside of that, going from San Jose to Las Vegas, the TSA was, a breeze. There's no doubt. But the Las Vegas one, coming back, shit, that is a nightmare. Because you have a massive line, and I know it was Thursday going into Friday, but you have a massive line. Oh, not Friday, Thursday, but it's Friday going to Saturday. That's what it says. It's the weekend. You got a massive line going from here to there, and you're telling me that basically, my, and here's what's funny, my bag, again, gets confiscated. The bin that I put my bag and my shoes and all that, confiscated. My belt somehow got out of that basket. I'm like, what the hell? So, anyway, these guys in Las Vegas are a lot more stricter. Because they even confiscated my sister's bag, her big one. And I think it's because it wasn't moving a thing or anything like that. But it was like, this is ridiculous, you know. It's just downright ridiculous. You know, it's stupid. Period. So when you compare TSAs, you know, between these three, the Kansas City one coming back yesterday, a lot more easier than the Vegas one and the San Jose one. You know, going back to San Jose, that being the Vegas one, and going into Vegas, that being the San Jose one, on Tuesday. So yeah, Las Vegas basically to me is the more restricted one. But anyway, we going back. But anyway, speaking of going to Vegas, we flew out of Kansas City to Las Vegas and everything. You know, we flew there, and again, just like on Tuesday, we had time to kill. So what we did is we went to, we decided, my sister decided, you know what, we're just gonna, you know, if we have the time, which we did, we're gonna take in the sights. You know, we're gonna take in the sights and everything. Well, at least the sites that are, you know, within the vicinity of the airport. So we get an Uber, and the way they have this set up, you know, at the airport is you go up to, well, you don't go upstairs or anything. I don't know if you go up or something like that. Well, basically you got to walk. You got to walk throughout that entire Las Vegas airport to the area and meet up with your Uber driver. And that's what we did. And they took us to Planet Hollywood, and everything is just like right there. And Planet Hollywood was one of the best things, that was probably the best option we had, and I had some fun in there. You know, like I said earlier, won some money, lost some money, but, you know, did okay. You know, was able to get out with at least 40 of the 100 my dad got. But what they did, and this was interesting because we had to be part of this line, is even if you're there to kill time, they have to tag and take your luggage, you know, so that you can just, you know, fran about, if you will, having fun. You know, fran about, you know, kind of drink and stuff like that. And this is what they put on your thing. This right here, this is what they put. It says Planet Hollywood right there. So it's pretty cool. But at least it allows them to identify, you know, you know, the bag and who it belongs to. Now, what's even more interesting is, just like the last time when we went to Prairie Band Casino, me, my sister, her husband, and my dad went to Prairie Band Casino outside of Topeka in Holton, Kansas, that is. Just like there, where basically I was surprised that, oh, you know, I'm still in the system, you know, which I was, and everything, you know, which I was still in the system. They had my old address on there, you know, from where I lived in Lawrence. So I was able to get a new card because of that. I was surprised, you know, because they still have me in that system from long ago. Well, this definitely shows you that they have you, no matter where the casino is located, whether it's in the Midwest like Kansas, or it's Nevada like Las Vegas. You know, they will always have you in their system. You know, once you register to be a member, they have you in the system. And I was surprised when I found out that Caesar's Rewards still had me in their system from back when my older sister had gotten married. Oh, my older sister had gotten married, you know, in 2001. So they still had me in the system from 23 years ago. So I was able to get a new card. And the girl that helped me out kind of looked very familiar to me, but I can't really tell, you know, what I'd seen her before. But yeah, it definitely shows you that no matter how long you've been, you know, away from the casino and all that, they're still going to have you in the system. So that's 2 casinos. One in Holton, Kansas, Topeka, outside of Topeka. You know, the last time, a couple of months ago, that I was still in the system. And here's another example of, hey, you're still in the system from 23 freaking years ago. So I don't know. Maybe I wasn't playing Hollywood at that time, but I can't remember. I can't really remember. But yeah, we killed some time there. Took some pictures outside as well. Just the area and everything. Saw the Mirage. They still have the Beatles Love picture up there and everything. So yeah, it was a good time. We also had we had 2 shots in beer. We had 2 Patron shots. My sister had one, I had one. We had Bud Light to kill time again, to kill time and everything. And then finally, we took another Uber, got our luggage, took another Uber back to the airport. Had a little bit more time before getting in there or getting on board. But once we did, came back, and then basically got dropped off at the parking area, the economy lot area we were parked at in San Jose. Fought some traffic coming back. I mean, major traffic, as well as construction work on near the Altamont and everything, as well as we noticed a fire and all that in the distance. And it wasn't the Concord fire, or the one that's near Concord and Bay Point, but it was a grass fire that got started. But yeah, we basically drove from there back home and everything, and just like, we were just done. We were just like, oh, what's this? You could just tell you could just tell my sister was just happy to be back, because now she could just relax today and be like, hey, my husband's working, so I'm gonna relax as best I can. But unfortunately for me, for some odd reason, the weather going from state to state, driving and flying, from hot and humid to, going from hot here to hot and humid, out there and such, and then having a shot of Patron and a Bud Light, it all finally caught up to me, because what I did is I laid down on the floor. I set up a little pillow, laid down on the floor, kind of got myself rested, but my stomach was going into a knot. I don't know what was going on. And the next thing I know, I wake up, I go straight for the bathroom, and blah, I start throwing up. And it felt more like a dry heave as well, just the way it was done. It felt more like a dry heave, but I was like, blah.